My name is Maureen Aung Thwin, and I'm the director of the Burma Project, Southeast Asia Initiative at the Open Society Foundations, based in New York, but it's a global philanthropic foundation. And I helped organize a conference in Bellagio this year. The title was Strategic Priorities in Burma, Burma's Transition, Healthcare, Environmental Protection, Economic Viability. So it's basically getting together a group of experts, Burmese as well as international experts, to find time that very few people have, especially at the beginning of a very intense and very quick transition, to talk to each other and to discuss a variety of ways that we would address these challenges. But not only that, but it was like taking a report card, taking stock of what has happened since the military junta of over 50 years started opening up 2010, and then much more quickly starting this year, 2012. We focused on three very important topics and very big challenges in Burma's transition, which is the moribund economy that has been mismanaged by the military junta since they took over in 1962, and the environmental degradation that has basically been caused by like a resource curse economy, because Burma has just huge oil and gas and has mines, has all these natural resources, one of the richest countries in the world in natural resources. And basically the regime, the former military regime, has been getting massive income from it, but it's not going to the people. One of the subjects we took on was healthcare, because health and education in Burma, the national budget uses about less than 2% for both of these very important fields, and it's a massive problem. The economy itself, so that Burma doesn't become a resource curse economy, is very important to try to figure a way out of the devastation and help it to join the booming tiger economies in the region. Right after World War II, for example, Burma was supposed to be the tiger economy, the first and the fastest growth country. But that had all changed since the military took over very soon after independence. One of the things we're really concerned about is that the generals who, for whatever reason, wanted to start changing, and we know that some of the reasons that they felt very much, they knew that they were incompetent to manage a 21st century economy. They knew that the whole world was against them. But basically it was also the country that had turned against them because of the massive human rights abuses. I think everyone remembers the Saffron Revolution, when the monks were protesting basically the bad economy. But and even when it started, the protests first was in 1988, and it was a nationwide protest against military rule. But anyway, finally in 2010, they decided, for whatever reason, let's try to rejoin the world. And they held these, what we didn't consider to be very free or fair elections, but they were elections, and they forced through a constitution that sounded good, but also preserved a huge chunk of automatic seats for the military. So even though we weren't sure this was a real transition and real changes, we just thought, that's all we had to work with. So our meeting was to bring together non-governmental organizations, people, the civil society that has been existing more or less underground or under the radar. But since the so-called changes, they are able to and work overtly now. So we brought together a range of people who've been working quietly to promote democracy and rights for everyone. ethnic groups. There was a diversity of ethnic groups, and we also brought in international experts on the economy and on public health. And this was the first time many of them had to meet each other and to actually discuss what they considered very major problems, but nobody has the time to get away from it all like we had in Bellagio. I mean, that was the magic of it, that these people who are working very intensely on these problems, especially the people from inside Burma, had never sat down and talked with each other about it. And having the diversity, like you have the major Burman majority that sort of represents the governing, the government, then you have these ethnic groups who make up for almost half of the country. And there has been civil wars since 1949, because a lot of the resources are in the areas of the states, the ethnic states. So it was really wonderful. It's not like these people were antagonistic, but they just never had a chance to talk about these problems as like a unified force. It really, they usually deal with it, you know, separately in their groups. And one of the participants kept thanking me over and over for introducing him to his ethnic comrades. People remarked on how the whole atmosphere there helped them to calmly discuss things. I guess they thought that it really helped to have a meeting in a very quiet, contemplative place. So some of our participants, of course, were Buddhists, and they welcomed that sense of quiet. But even those who were not Buddhists understood the privilege of being in a place like that. So that was tremendously helpful.